Hi friends! Thanks for clicking on this video. Before we jump into this month's reading, I just wanted to say that I will continue to be a little MIA on social media. I have decided to take the rest of the winter to sort of hibernate and work on some really exciting stuff that I will be bringing to Ouroboros in the spring. So stay tuned for that, and I will continue to be doing these monthly videos, and of course the shop will continue to be open, as well as readings being open to anybody who wants them. Feel free to reach out. Shop is still open. I just won't be posting on Instagram or Facebook as much in the next month or so. Alright, thanks so much and enjoy the video. Hi friends, welcome to this upcoming month's Pick a Card Tarot reading. So please excuse the poor lighting. I was trying to find the best time of day to do this with natural lighting, and this is as good as it's gonna get for now. But we have 3 piles today, and I wanted to do something related to the month of February. So of course Valentine's Day is like the first thing that comes to mind. So I wanted to do a love reading because I don't often do those, but I love doing them. They're super exciting. So we have 3 different piles here. We've got the first pile with orange calcite, the second pile with this pink stone, which I think is pink agate, but not entirely sure. I got it forever and a half ago. And then the last pile with opalite. So as per usual, feel free to pause the video if you need time to make your decision. Otherwise, you can find the timestamps in the description box below for your reading. Hi pile ones, if you picked the orange calcite, this is your reading. So I already have your oracle cards. Oh my gosh, I blanked for a second. I already have some oracle cards for you picked out, and we're going to be using dice as well today because, I don't know, maybe you're into numerology, or, you know, there's a specific number that somehow relates to your relationship, or, I don't know, specific dates that might be important in the future. So we're going to start with those. So we have 2 and 5. So the number 2 or 5 might be important. The number 7, 25, 52, the 2nd or 5th month, or May May 2nd or February 5th. Yeah. Something in there, or the 7th month, which is July, right? Yes. So we're gonna set those aside, and they may come up later in the reading as well, but I wanted to take a look at first some astrological signs. So this will give us a better idea of the person that you might have in mind when you clicked on this reading, or perhaps where you're at in at this point in time when it comes to this connection. So looking at these, we have Cancer. Oh, I really love how that looks with the stone, the Sun, and Jupiter. So I'm going to switch these around actually, because the way that I see it is you may carry the traits of one of these two. It is so dark in the viewfinder. Hold on. The sun keeps moving. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I had to completely change up my setup because I'm chasing the sun now. And the sun's here, so great. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm seeing the two outside cards as sort of representations of personality at this point in time. And then the center card is sort of the connection between the two of you currently. So, currently or in the future. So the Cancer card, of course, Cancer is kind of seen as like the mother of the zodiac. Very nurturing, caring, compassionate, emotionally based. So this person may show their emotions perhaps more than the other person. I think with the Sun card, this person might have Leo in their chart. Now keep in mind you could be either one, Cancer or Leo. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the your actual signs, but rather just the energy that you're encompassing right now. So even from the imagery of the cards, I think the Cancer person is a lot more hands-on, forward, very in touch with their emotions, whereas the Sun person, while they recognize their feelings and like their feelings are very vibrant to them, they're less they're not interacting with them as much. So the Sun person might be a little more, I don't want to say reserved, but cautious, perhaps. They don't want to get burned, you know? So I'll leave it up to you to decide who you are in this spread. I'll just continue to say the Cancer or the Sun person. But together, the energy is immaculate. This is fantastic. It's the energy of good fortune. It's the energy of expansion. All good things like coming together. There's so much power in this card, like power couple vibes kind of thing. So I think there's like a lot of really positive potential in this. And I think you guys are really complementary as well. We've got blue flowers here and yellow flowers here, which I think are complementary colors. So yeah, I think you guys do very, very well together. And I think once you're together, you kind of recognize that too. Unless you're already together, in which case, congrats. There's only expansion going forward. And maybe you feel this, maybe, you know, this person really like encourages your growth as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot of freedom and stuff as well within this relationship. Like there's devotion to each other, a lot of emotions, a lot of passion, but there's also the freedom to kind of be yourself, which I think is like such a breath, you know, a breath of fresh air. And then on top of that, I think the Cancer person might help to go a little bit deeper, like past the surface level with the Sun person, just because Cancer is a water sign, and if you think of water, like, you know, diving into the deep. So I think again, and vice versa, you know, I think the Sun also helps to shine light on some of the darker things that Cancer might notice. So, you know, when you're diving in the deep, sometimes it's hard to see your way to the surface again, and I think the Sun person definitely helps to to lift the Cancer person, and that also might sort of correlate with the symbolism of the bird here, sort of like lifting the other to give a bird's eye view on the situation, or just like bring them back to that sense of freedom. So we're gonna look at the Work Your Light Oracle. So I'm gonna put those there, make sure they're in frame. We're gonna move these in closer. Still trying to keep everybody in the light. So we have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. And Inner Temple, devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. So I think it's pretty evident that your connection to each other is quite devoted, obviously. And I think perhaps even the moment that you met this person, you had an inkling that they were your person, you know? And they might have felt this too, because with this card you've got like the mirror reflection, so you might actually find a lot of mirroring. Like you guys might have similar interests, you may have met through a similar interest, or will meet through a similar interest, but I think if you haven't met them yet, I think the way that you're going to meet them is by following that instinct in your heart of what you want to do, your own interests and your own drive, to sort of fulfill your own path. And that's where you cross paths with them, because the timing will just line up so well with what they're trying to do and what you're trying to do, that you'll kind of meet at this, like, the summit of what you've personally devoted yourself to, and that's kind of how you come together and find the devotion for each other as well. For the Pillar of Light, your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. I think this, especially being on the Cancer side, I think this goes along with the idea of the depths and stuff. Like in the image here, I'll bring it up closer to the camera. Maybe you can see it. But there's like a pool at the bottom there, and the person in the image is lifting from it in this pillar of light, quite literally. So I think the idea that we saw earlier in the astrological cards is kind of coming through in this, with that elevation from the depths, that like emotional depth, and lifting through, sort of opening your wings up, that expansion again with the Jupiter card, once you guys come together. And if you have already come together, I think this person, you'll recognize them as being really good for you, because they make you... The phrase that came to mind, I don't even know if it's a phrase, but it's like, there's room in your soul. So it's like that, I know I said it earlier, that breath of fresh air, but it's like all of a sudden your lungs expand a little bigger, you know, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is the next step. This is, I didn't know what I was kind of missing out on until my energy is in the same space as their energy. And like, they don't necessarily have to do anything specific. I think just like the chemistry of this connection is just going to allow you to feel more open to your intuition, to yourself, that kind of thing. Like, this is an encouraging energy, And yeah, I think you're gonna feel a lot more confident in yourself with this person, which is incredible. This is what a soulmate kind of connection should be. Yeah, and they may even be a soulmate. I hesitate on using the term twin flame because I'm kind of iffy on it, but sort of this duality in the inner temple, it could symbolize that you two are cut from the same cloth kind of thing. So I'm gonna, or I guess I already have a card from my Rumi deck. So this is the image on the card. And I really love the colors in this because there's like the blues and purples, so we've got like that depth, the water sign kind of vibe, and then we have the sun, it looks like, so we're getting a bit of both people coming together. And then the combination colors are just like this vibrant pink and red, which is so, like, those are the colors of passion and love coming together. So this is a really, really powerful and beautiful connection. And I think it's going to make you feel sort of like on top of the world. Like, she's taking up a lot of the cards, so just so full. I think you're gonna feel of this loving energy. So on the other side it says, Merciful Mother Jamal, today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Here now receive the solace, comfort, and mercy, for not all success must be hard won. The compassion of the All-Merciful shall soften the hard edges of your life and your being, and bring you the grace that is deserved. Ask the Mother of Mercy to bless any matter into the divinely inspired resolution. Know that your prayers are powerful. So yeah, I think this person, like, I think actually the both of you coming together, you're going to be this just ongoing, compassionate source of energy for the other, and helping to lift the other person when they're feeling down, which I've mentioned a few times over the course of this reading. But I think you're going to find, you know, like your safe resting place here with comfort, and you're gonna have like that space, as I was saying, like that opening of your lungs kind of imagery again, that safety to take a breath and rest, and find the grace and love that you deserve in this connection. Yeah, I think you'll know that this is your person when you, like, when the things that you kind of hoped for but didn't necessarily think entirely were possible, they start happening with this person, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, this is what I deserve. And like, it's just gonna happen so naturally with them. So I have 3 keyword crystal cards, Species by the Thousand Oracle. So we have Moldavite, open-mindedness, Chrysocolla, spontaneity, and Tangerine Quartz with innovation. So these might be traits that you find you find they have within this connection, or sort of the things that you grow into together, or the things that bring you together with them, you know, like following the portal of your heart, going towards your own devotions, and that's kind of how you meet them. So it might be something spontaneous, something that you've not done before but you're open to, that involves the creation of something. So it might be something artistic, it might be I mean, hey, it might even be something like engineering based. I don't know how innovative you are, but yeah, it might just be some kind of like open conversation that you hop into. But yeah, these might be traits also that you value in the other person or the other person values in you. So however you see yourself in these cards, know that these are key features that are loved or like are loved about you. So your innovation, your creativity, how spontaneous you are, and your compassion and willingness to listen to other perspectives and ideas and stuff like that. Or it might be something that you recognize in your partner, that you're like, that's it, that's the one, this is my person, you know? So we are going to set these cards aside, and I want to take a look at the tarot and sort of get some more ideas on your person in this connection. Okay, so I changed some lighting features on my camera. We're figuring it out bit by bit, but I did pull some tarot cards. I did the shuffling off camera because you guys don't need to hear me shuffle for minutes at a time. So we're just gonna get into it. So on the top, we've got the Four of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and then the bottom we have Justice reversed. Oh, I should mention the Five of Pentacles is reversed. Justice reversed, the King of Cups reversed, and the Six of Pentacles. So the first thing that popped out to me was the 4 and the 3 of Pentacles together makes 7, which is the number that we have up in the dice that I rolled at the beginning, which is pretty wild to me. So again, the number 7 might be important to you, or in this connection, maybe their birthday is on the 7th of something, or in the 7th month. Who knows? Actually, that would make sense because I'm pretty sure the 7th month is Cancer and Leo energy. Whoa, okay. Okay. Anyways, so the Four of Wands is a really, really good card. A great omen, I guess, for this relationship, because it's all about celebration and really being surrounded by this loving energy. It's so, it feels like home. So I really think this person is going to be that sense of home for you, which is so beautiful. And I think this is a shared feeling between you. There's this sense of home and love and warmth here. Yeah, and I think there's also this idea of growth. So with the Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles card, we see this character watering these flowers. And I think each of you kind of do this work yourself. You know, you grow on your own. You put time and energy into the things that are important to you. And I think when you come together, as we see in the Four of Wands card, there's this, like, this sharing of that abundance that you had in the Three of Pentacles card. And I think also, like, before I said that the Three of Pentacles is sort of like your own work on yourself individually, but I think this is also, in a way, you like nourishing the other person. So the Three of Pentacles is this idea of like collaboration and working with another person for improved results over time. So I think like, not to say that it's going to be perfect all the time. Obviously there are going to be things that you have to work on and go through and grow, I guess, in order to make sure that this is a healthy and lasting relationship. And I already do see some things that might come up in your journey that you'll have to like straighten out and work on with each other, which is completely normal. But you know, I think it's healthy to know that not all relationships are perfect. No relationship is perfect, in fact. But yeah, basically the two of you together collaborating and, you know, working on yourselves and working with each other or encouraging each other to continue growth is going to bring you to this like bustling success of like fully blossomed ideas and sort of like this full circle execution of growth together, which I think is just like so powerful. With the Five of Pentacles in reverse, I think this might be an indication of sort of some of the struggles that you're going to go through with this person, but you're going to make it out on the other side. So there might be some financial strains, maybe in the moments that you're coming together with this person. You might not be the most financially stable, but I think working together and collaborating and stuff, as we saw with the Three of Pentacles, that might not just be in terms of like your character as a person, but it might be the innovation and stuff that we saw earlier with the Oracle cards. You might be creating something together. And then the Five of Pentacles reverse shows that while there is a bit of financial struggle, you do come through on the other side. You recover from it. And I think this person is going to restore a lot of faith you had in yourself, but may have lost in that struggle. Now, when it comes to finances, or I guess when it comes to Pentacles, it's not just about finances. This could also be your home and body. So you might have had some kind of losses or felt losses, some type of scarcity when it comes to things in your physical world. And this person kind of comes in and restores that faith in self and in what is secure for you. So down here we have Justice in reverse. So I think there might be some tensions and stuff between, maybe not between you. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be little things that create some tension between you. I do think that there might be some there might be aspects of injustice, I guess. Things that can't necessarily be solved. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just you're going to recognize with this person that things aren't always like black and white, simply cut, kind of. I think it's going to create a bit of an imbalance, and maybe you go into this relationship and you know, you see all the similarities between you and kind of go in making the assumption that your experience is entirely the same, or your perspectives and values are entirely the same, and you'll come to find out that that is not true. And I think there is a bit of risk here with that assumption, because there might be someone who is more eager to keep the peace and doesn't say anything about it. So there's kind of this, like one side might be more, I don't want to say people pleasing, but just like trying to keep the peace, you know, and like they may see it as being compassionate, but there's a level of not being truthful to themselves, I think, and by extension to you, because, you know, they're trying to be a version that they think you want. And I say this generally, it could be the other way around. So just be aware of sort of the ways in which you might not have the same experience as the other person in this connection, or persons, you know, can't exclude the possibility of polyamorous relationships out there, but yeah, there is a potential for this less than straightforward way of going about making things peaceful, and that may come from sort of an inner child work that needs to be done. On top of that, another sort of flip side that may need work is with the King of Cups, and this again, all of these cards could go for you or this other person. I'm just kind of reading the connection that you have together and what you're going to experience in it. But the King of Cups reverse is these inner feelings that we keep to ourselves. So it sort of ties into the Justice reverse card of like trying to keep the peace. So you might not express as clearly your needs or intentions for that matter. So I think one of the people in this connection may be manipulative is too strong a word, because I don't think it's like an intentional practice, but it may be something that is more of a protective thing. You know, you're saying what you think the other person wants to hear in order to keep the peace. Again, the you is very general. It could be you who's watching this, or it could be your partner. So you know, this person, they need to have a little more self-compassion and create better boundaries, which I think is also something that you can work on together. And I think it is going to bring that kind of expansion that we saw with the Jupiter card from the Oracle portion of this reading. So I would just be aware of any like moodiness or you know, any moments where you feel where you or your partner feel inauthentic in communicating your own needs. Yeah, just something to be aware of. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which I think is a fantastic card to sort of wrap this up, because I think despite all of this, all of the quote-unquote negatives of what you might experience in this relationship, the Six of Pentacles shows that at the core, this is a very generous connection. There's a lot to share between you two, and I think we've seen that throughout. I think there's a lot of sharing of ideas. I think there's a lot of compassion between the two of you, or more, again. And I think, you know, you give time to the other person, and potentially, if the financial aspect did resonate from the Five of Pentacles, like if it is, if you are struggling financially ahead of time from this relationship, you know, it may help you to balance that out financially, because the other party is incredibly generous and willing to share their wealth. So yeah, I think whoever you are in this reading, there is someone who is going to make sure that you are secure. Yeah, I think there's still going to be some things that you or your partner need to work on, as we saw with the Justice and King of Cups reversed. But overall, I see this as a really loving and powerful connection that just continues to grow and sort of reap more and more abundance. So that is what I am seeing for you, Group 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, my Group 2. If you picked the pink agate, we'll call it, then this is your reading. So we're going to start with the oracles. Well, actually, we're going to start with these dice because I wanted to get a little numerology, or, you know, just kind of see if there's any numbers that have significance to you or your relationship, whether you're in a committed relationship right now, dating, or, you know, just looking towards the future. So we're gonna roll those first. 2 and 1. So 3, 2, 1 individually. This might be months, this might be days. Yeah, there's a variety of significances. So it could be January 2nd, it could be February 1st, maybe it's the month of March. Yeah, could, if you're seeing 3s everywhere, this could mean something. I don't know. I feel like there's more for 3s that I should know, but if it has significance to you, let me know in the comments. So we're gonna start with the Astrological Oracle and just get an idea of the energies between you and your person, and by your person I mean, you know, who you have in mind for this reading, or who, if you are not in a relationship or don't have someone in mind, then this is just perhaps someone who is coming in the future. So we have Uranus, Mars, and Luna. So I'm kind of looking at it as one of these two cards represents you and the other represents your person, and then the energy in the middle is the energy between you guys. So I'm already seeing sort of a picture being painted here. So with Uranus, this person is probably really innovative, outside the box, little unconventional, eccentric, kind of out there, and probably a bit on the side of like not really caring about social constructs or social norms, or wanting to exact change in those areas as well. So just like complete revolution kind of vibes. So Uranus is associated to Aquarius, so they may have Aquarius in their placements. They don't have to though. And then on the other side we have Mars. So this person is probably the take charge type, fiery, very passionate, perhaps a bit impulsive. They might have Aries in their chart or Scorpio. So yeah, they could be a leader or just have the energy that kind of keeps everybody going, just powering through. And also, oh my gosh, this happened in the first row too, because February is the second month. I guess February 1st would be, would it be Aquarius? Yeah, it would be Aquarius. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, it might be February 1st. And then 3 could be March, which is Aries energy. So that might have some significance. I'm not saying it has to, but I'm just seeing the correlation. So, yeah, we've got 2 kind of passionate energies, but for sort of like they come from different places. And then the energy between them is the moon, which tells me a lot because I think there's some hidden feelings here. So whether you know this person yet or not, or maybe you're in a relationship with them already, but they might not be expressing as openly what they're actually feeling internally. So, and again, this could go for both sides. So yeah, I think with the moon card, somebody is not, they might know about sort of their feelings and what's going on inside, but they might not be expressing it, or they might kind of go through phases of expressing it. And this just, there's some indications of like insecure attachment that needs to be worked on. And I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying it's your person, but somebody in the mix has some insecure attachment tendencies. That's the word that I was looking for. So yeah, there might be times where you feel incredibly adored by them, and that's like the full moon kind of thing. But then there might be times with the new moon where you're like, does this person even care anymore? And it can be really confusing and frustrating. And I think this might sort of bring up the fiery energy of Mars. And then for Uranus, it's the energy of like wanting to escape, wanting to disappear. So perhaps the Uranus person might be the person who is more the one hiding things, but I don't want to say that for sure because it could be different for different people. But we're going to go into our Work Your Light Oracle and see. So we have no, and we have you're already doing it. So Interesting. So on the side of no, we have wait, postpone, pause, say no. So I think this is indicative of how this person experiences their emotions. Yeah, I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order for things to move forward in a healthy way. So for this relationship, I should also say, if this doesn't resonate with you, feel free to pick another pile. But this could be relating to someone who maybe is not, like, if it doesn't relate to you for your romantic partner, this could relate to someone else in your life. Just thought I'd put that out there. I felt called to say it. But yeah, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So I think these are sort of the inner aspects of what this person is going through emotionally. Oh, excuse me. And sort of processing their own emotions and their attachment right now. And then on the flip side, we have Mars with you're already doing it, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. I guess I shouldn't say that it relates specifically to Mars. I just said it on that side because it felt like it made sense. But yeah, so Mars, we already know, is kind of the go-getter. So this, you're already doing it. It just felt like the energy of Mars, who is probably already doing it because of that impulsiveness. But yeah, just not overthinking the situation and moving forward, sort of with your own intentions, like being true in your own heart of what you want and what you need in a relationship and stuff. And if this person, you know, can't do that right now, that's fine. Just keep staying true to you. And yeah, I'm again not saying that this person doesn't necessarily have feelings. I'm just saying that they're probably not in a stable place right now to be able to show those feelings towards you in a healthy and consistent way. So we have the Rumi Oracle card. So this is the card that came out for you. And there's a lot of passion, but I think it's sort of going in the same cycles. So yeah, and I think like for one person it's like, oh my gosh, how do I explain this? Basically, going off of the image, we have this woman and there's like pink and red energy, which is passionate and loving energy, and it's cycling, but only some of it is reaching her and the rest is kind of funneling into this black hole kind of thing. So and not to say that it's going to waste kind of, but it's just, you know, it's going to continue the cycle, and it's not covering, you know. So we have passion for purpose. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that is your heart. To that you, I ask, what stirs the passion of your nature? Do that, be that. So I think within this connection, you really hope for this to sort of smooth itself out. And I'm not saying that it's not going to, but what I'm saying is I don't know if it's on you necessarily. Like, you can put yourself out there, but it's up to the other person to sort of go through their own thing. You know, they've got their own journey. And yeah, if you're looking for a specific kind of love, some kind of deeper meaning for commitment and stuff, be that for yourself right now. Make a demonstration of that for yourself, and then you're going to recognize it when it is delivered to you, and you kind of won't settle for less. And again, like, I'm not trying to demonize this other person. They have their own shit going on, and you need to recognize that and know that it's okay. You know, everyone has their own journey, and that doesn't mean you have to cut them out or whatever. Like, I mean, maybe if it's the healthy thing to do for you, but yeah, you need to sort of dig deep and figure out what you want, and then be that. That's all you can do at this point. So I have some keywords for you. We've got self-reflection, innovation, which showed up in the previous reading as well, and compatibility. So first of all, I think you and this person, you know, spiritually or just chemistry wise, you are incredibly compatible. You are so compatible. You probably, you know, make this person feel pretty good. And, like, you know, they've got their own hidden feelings, which they need to process in their own time. But, you know, feeling good might be something that they fear because of their own patterns and stuff. So it might contribute to the back and forth, and add to sort of their confusion when it comes to the feelings that they're trying to process. So, you know, innovation. So this could be something that both of you share, because Uranus, again, is like very innovative and outside the box thinker, and Mars is the kind of energy that would make it happen. So I think you two coming together could be something that brings innovation. Other than that, I think the innovation card might speak directly to you, especially with the passion for purpose card, because of that energy, that idea that you can become what you need, who you need. You just have to be, you know, you have to dig deep, figure out what it is, what you deserve, and then sort of become that, you know, create that within yourself. The obsidian with self-reflection over here, this, I think, it can sort of go along with the passion and purpose, like I said, of you digging deep and figuring out sort of who you want to be for yourself. But I think this also relates to this side with know and wait and postpone, because I think this person is going to be doing some work on themselves, some self-reflection, maybe going to therapy, who knows. And I think they're going to be going through their own processes, and who knows how much time that'll take. Time just, you know, it's a fickle thing. So yeah, allowing them space to, you know, self-reflect and kind of figure out what's going on with them, what they need, and who they want to become and how they want to grow. You know, that's not in your hands. So alright, so we are going to set some of these cards aside and look a little deeper into the tarot to see what's going on more with this connection. All right, my group twos. So I pulled some cards off camera because shuffling just takes forever sometimes and didn't want to put you through that. So these are the cards that I pulled. For the first row, we have the Three of Cups, the Tower, and the Five of Cups. And then the bottom row here, we have the Ten of Wands, the Magician, and the Queen of Wands. So all upright too. Interesting. So the first thing that I wanted to look at is the Three of Cups. So this is a card of friendship and celebration. And I think that this person that you are wondering about is likely a friend or will become a friend. And you've sort of grown closer. So that's kind of perhaps one of the reasons why the moon, the emotions and stuff are hidden. So yeah, but there is this idea of love on the table, as you can see, the heart in the center. But for now, you're kind of you're playing more of the friend role at this point, just because the quote-unquote dangers of making it something more. But again, I think that's sort of more in the domain of the person who is concealing their feelings and the stuff that they have to work through, which I think is going to inevitably come up for them, because the Tower card is that sudden thing that's sort of out of their control that changes their perspective on everything. It's the big uh-oh, but also aha moment, you know? Everything kind of falls apart only for them to realize the things that sort of the cornerstone wasn't as stable as they thought, and they're gonna have to sort of rebuild themselves from there. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the Five of Cups. Also just realized the 3 is the first card here, so the number 3, again, significant. But yeah, the Five of Cups, I think this person is going to hold a lot of regret, probably going through things in their mind over and over, especially after the Tower, the collapse of the Tower. They're going to sort of realize all the ways that they kind of messed up. They need to work on themselves, and at first it might not necessarily be the most productive thing, but they're gonna go through things in their head over and over and over, trying to figure out where they messed up, because they think that's how they're going to correct it. And I think they might also sort of turn inward. They might wallow and sort of be deep within their emotions and stuff. And I think it's important that you kind of let them do that. You know, you're on the outside. I kind of see you later on in this reading, but for them, I think they're going through it. And you know, you can be there to support, as we can see with the Three of Cups. That might be really important to you, to be there and to like celebrate their successes, you know, encourage them, but they've got to kind of do this journey on their own. And I think they're really gonna feel that, because the Ten of Wands is this feeling of doing it all on your own, this burden, this heavy weight on your shoulders. But with the Ten of Wands, 10 is sort of the end of the numerical cards, so it signifies completion. So even though it's going to be difficult, it's going to be a lot for this person, they are going to make it through on the other side. And again, okay, I keep doing this. I keep assuming that the other person is the one who is experiencing these issues, but it could honestly be you. It could honestly be you. But then we get to the Magician card, and the Magician is this idea of manifestation, bringing things about. Of course, there's still like the idea of divine timing and that kind of thing. Like, you can't rush the natural process, especially when other people are involved. But, you know, you do have, or I guess I should say there is power in this. And I think whoever carries the Mars energy, I feel that kind of comes through with the Magician for some reason. I'm wondering if Aries has anything to do with the Magician. Anyways, maybe because it's 1 in Aries. Anyway, so, yeah, I think you, or the Magician, is an indication of sort of that inspiration, perhaps the innovation and stuff on the end of one party that is in this connection to bring about positive changes and like positive results within this connection, by just kind of like putting it out there, you know. Yeah, so we do have the Queen of Wands at the end here, and I think this this energy really captures kind of the other side. While the other while one person in this connection is kind of working and healing themselves, the other is you know, building that confidence in themselves, that independence. You know, they're letting the other person do their thing, figuring it out on their own. But, you know, the Queen of Wands energy is, I can take care of myself. And I think we saw that too, of like, do that, be that, with the Passion for Purpose card, where it's like, figure out who or what you need and become that, you know? And I think the Queen of Wands is that person embodying that energy on the other side. So, yeah, the healing of the other person, you know, it holds value, but it isn't the be all end all of the Queen of Wands' energy, or whoever holds that energy. So, yeah, I'm not saying that this can't come together. There's a fair amount of work in the in-between, and whoever you are, I don't want you to kind of like miss out on that. So, if you need to take time and look at your attachment style and sort of work through that, fantastic, like, you got this. And then if you're on the flip side and you're like waiting for someone to figure themselves out, like, know that you can harness that energy for yourself and be that for yourself, regardless if this person, you know, figures their own stuff out quickly or takes years. You've got it covered, you've got it handled, and you're secure. So that is what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I am so thankful that you let me read for you today, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, my group 3. If you picked the Opalite, then this is your reading. So I've got the oracle cards already set out for you, but we're going to start with some dice. I wanted to roll these dice and just get a couple of numbers in case you're interested in like numerology or there's a specific date or something. And honestly, for the last couple of readings, they've really come through, and it's really interesting to see how they kind of connect with the cards. So let's give them a roll. So we've got 6 and 4, so that's 10, right? Yeah. So this is the idea of like completion, fullness, kind of getting what you want. This might be the 10th month, so November? No. October? Yeah. Wow, I'm really bad with numbers. So October might be significant. So that's Libra Scorpio season. And then maybe April's significant, or June is significant. June 4th, April 6th, the 10th of something, I don't know. So we're going to get into the oracle. So I wanted to start with the Astrological Oracle because it's gonna give us an overview of the different energies that we're working with. So first we have Pisces, so a bit of that dreamer energy. We have Aries as a connecting thing, and then Scorpio, which again, I said the 10th month, Scorpio vibes. So all right, so we've got two people here, and you can figure out who you are, and then the connecting energy. So Pisces is very much the dreamer, the intuitive kind of person. They're probably more in touch with their emotional side. Actually, both of these cards are water signs. So yeah, we've got somebody who is more of the dreamer, and then we've got someone who's a little more protected, locked down, mysterious. But yeah, both water signs, and then we've got a fire sign as a connector. So there's probably a lot of passion here. Maybe some there might be a lot of energy in terms of like encouragement to get things started, get things going, and perhaps even to complete them with the 10 that we saw earlier. So yeah, with these energies together, it really kicks your butt into gear. There might be a lot of like fiery aspects between the two of you, positive and negative perhaps, but yeah, I think a lot of different things are going to be fulfilled within this connection. I feel like there was more that I wanted to say about these cards. I'll come back to it if it comes to me. So for the Work Your Light, we have Leap, you go first, and the Universal Cashew. And then we have Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So I think there's a bit of chance with this connection. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So any of the signs here, that doesn't necessarily have to be the sign of your partner or you. It's just kind of the energies that we might find ourselves in right now. So just being aware of that. It doesn't even have to be in their chart somewhere. But yeah, just keep in mind. So leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. I think this is sort of taking on that idea of putting yourself out there, taking a chance, you know. And I think that correlates a lot with the Aries energy. Aries can be seen as like impulsive, but I think there's a lot to say about being a go-getter, putting yourself out there, you know, not being afraid of what could turn out. You just got to do it. Just got to do it to them. And then on the other side we have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. So I think there is a bit of intuitive knowing when it comes to this connection. And I think even with the protectedness of Scorpio, then like that outer shell of the scorpion and the sting of it, like that's all protected. And that also might be why. It's fine. We'll get we'll get in deeper. So yeah, I think there's an intuitive quality perhaps to both sides of this connection, because with Akasha, I think there's almost like a soul contract thing happening here. Like this is like a predetermined, prescripted meeting, because I think there is something crucial that you need to learn with this other person. And yeah, I think whatever you do learn with this person is going to push you into like a new way of being. And I think that is also sort of that sign of the completion. And with Aries being the first sign of the zodiac, it's also the restart, you know. I wonder if we'll get the Fool card. I'd be very interested to see. Fool of the World, maybe. We'll see when we get to the tarot. I don't have high hopes, but we'll see. Anyways, so for you, when I was shuffling the Rumi Tarot, or Rumi Oracle, 2 cards popped out. Don't tell the other groups, but everybody else only got 1. So, yeah, we've got 2 visual pieces. So one, this one is very interesting because it has waves, and automatically I think of water signs. So obviously it connects to Pisces and Scorpio together, but I think sort of at the forefront there's a lot of dark depths, and then the farther you get there's more light. So this might mean that you know, starting off there's a lot of secrecy, there's a lot of turmoil, and then as you move more towards this person, the illumination kind of starts happening. Light is shed on a lot of things, and you're like, oh, and you start putting the pieces together, and recognizing sort of your, like, what's going on, you know, any intuitive feelings that you might have had that you weren't able to figure out, that you were afraid to act on, you know, it all kind of makes sense later on. And then with this card we have, this woman reminds me a lot of the High Priestess. So maybe some manifestations and that the like, you know, but she's also holding this light that we kind of see over here. Like that image is sort of placed here. And looking at the colors, we have like yellow, which correlates a lot to the solar plexus chakra, which has to do with self-confidence and self-esteem and that kind of thing. The blue behind her and sort of within her head, I think is that depth. Perhaps one of you is an overthinker, but you are surrounded by this love, and I think at your core you perhaps in relation to that self-esteem, you have a lot of love for yourself. Whoever you are in the spread, I think you have an awareness of who you are and a love for that, the good and the perceived bad. So we have 3 keyword cards. We have yellow jasper with support. We have serpentine with confidence, like I said, and then we have angel light with education. So I'm actually gonna put these like this. Oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful. Anyways, okay, so first of all, I placed education over here because I feel like it correlates a lot with this Rumi card. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't even read the back of the Rumi cards. So, you who show the way. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Just as the sun breaks through darkness, bringing light to the world by simply being itself, so too does your inner sun, your soul. You are an inspiration to many and help many more than you realize. This is an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive it. So, sort of what I was saying of that light, that breakthrough, going through the dark towards something and that shining light. So I think this person recognizes that in you, or you recognize that in another person. Again, depending who you are in this spread. And then for this card we have, she offers sacred wine, so drink. Pour that precious wine over the frozen cries of skeptics until their words become warm and their nays become yays. You are being offered a gift that is beyond your current understanding. Trust that it will happen. Trust that you will be cared for. So I think this really goes with that self-confidence, that self-esteem, and that trust in your intuition, especially with the Akasha and that divine guidance. So understanding that there's something going on here that was sort of pre-planned, destined, and it's going to help you to grow and move through your journey. So again, move towards that completion. So, okay, going back to the keyword cards, we've got education. So I see education as being that piece of like moving through the darkness towards the light, and that illuminating factor of, oh my gosh, this makes sense now. And we saw that with this card as well. So confidence, again, we're seeing that coming through not only with the colors and connecting to the solar plexus chakra, but also with that faith in your own intuition. And I think that also contributes to the light and the breakthrough and stuff. Trusting yourself a lot more is going to bring you there. And I think within this connection, you're going to have that support to move forward and become this newer version of yourself, whatever that means for you at this point in time. I think that support is always going to be there. And I think not only are you going to find support from this other person, or you're going to provide support to this other person, but you're also going to have support from the universe and, you know, those around you, especially with the leap, you go first, the universe will catch you card. So that's what I'm seeing for the first part of this reading. So we're gonna put some of these cards aside and then look a little bit deeper into the tarot. Hi again. So I shuffled and got your tarot cards off camera just to save a little bit of time, and so you didn't have to hear the shuffling behind the camera for minutes. And let me tell you, first of all, oh my god, the World card, are you kidding me? Did I not call that? I called that. I wasn't fully confident, but I called it. Makes so much sense though. Okay, so to go over the cards that we have here, we have the Three of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords reversed, the World, the Hermit, and the Six of Pentacles reversed. So I wanted to first look at the top row, obviously. So we've got the Three of Cups, which we did see in pile 2 as well, but I think this relates to your connection to this person. Perhaps you started off as friends, and you know, things kind of escalated from there. This might also be like maybe a friends with benefits situation or something of the like, where you know, maybe it bordered on a relationship, but anyways, whatever it was, like, it worked for you at the time. There was a lot of celebration, maybe some collaboration, maybe there were some things that you guys worked on together, but yeah, there was definitely like some elements of like the potential of something more, whether you're there or not, I don't know. But the Four of Pentacles is sort of this idea of like desiring security and pulling out all the stops to try and make that happen. Now this could be you, this could be the other person. There's an element of control here, which I think could be a little not so great in a relationship. But hey, I mean, maybe it works for some people. But I think there's also this energy that I've found more recently with the Four of Pentacles in relation to your space. Your space, your body, that kind of like things that are physical and yours, you know? And I think there's aspects of the Four of Pentacles that relate to releasing, letting go, controlling what is allowed within your space, and creating that security within your home, within your body. You know, I saw a TikTok recently and it was like, you are your own bouncer, you know? You set the standard, and like, if you can't pay cover, you're not getting in. I'm paraphrasing. But anyways, that's kind of it though. Like, you know, you call the shots when it comes to your space and yourself, you know, who you are and stuff, you know, and you control the privileges around people being in that space. So, yeah, I think there's some aspects of, you know, keeping that control over your space and some aspects of releasing things from your space. So it's not like traditionally the card, the intention is like scarcity, but I think it's like a choice for getting rid of things. So yeah. So in relation to the relationship itself, this might indicate that you sort of go through the like sort of some intro stages, and then you decide that it's maybe not for you, and that's totally okay. Because we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, and with this card, this is like this idea of maybe not expressing yourself, and holding on to things for a little bit too long, maybe. Yeah, feeling like maybe you don't belong in a certain spot, and that's okay. We kind of all go through it, and it's okay to change that up. You have the control to change up your space, as we saw with the Four of Pentacles. And I don't want you to like try and convince yourself otherwise. But yeah, definitely look at sort of what you share with this person and what you're keeping to yourself. Because you might be trying to make something work that just isn't anymore. And that's okay. It's okay to realize that. Like, I'm not saying that this is a negative relationship. You know, good things have come from it, clearly. Like, you probably figured a lot of stuff out about yourself, and this person you were kind of destined to meet to get to that next level, as we saw with the 10, and with the World card down here. As I mentioned, I wasn't surprised to see the World card pop out, because this is like the idea of everything coming together, completion, divine timing, lining up, and you figuring stuff out and implementing it. You're putting it into action, you're putting it into process, you're stepping into this new version, new world that you've created for yourself. I do think that either there's going to be a period where, you know, there's some hermit energy coming out, some soul searching, some need to be alone, some time just to be with yourself, with your thoughts, with your own energy, and reestablishing who you are. Because I know, like, I think with the energy of especially Scorpio that we saw, there's this rebirth happening. And I think one of the freakiest parts of that rebirth experience is the in-between of when you're like trying not to let go of your previous self, and when you're trying to embrace the new version. But the new version comes in pieces, you know, so you kind of feel like you're not full yet, you're not whole yet. But that's just because the puzzle is just getting bigger, you know. Like, you completed the 100-piece puzzle, and now you're onto the 1,000-piece puzzle, and you're looking for the pieces. And that's okay. It takes some time, and it is scary, but like, ultimately you are in control of what you're cutting out, what you're releasing. And then we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this is an emphasis on self-care, recognizing sort of specifically the ways in which you were there for others that you might not have been there for yourself. And this might also be a call to go over things from your past as well. I'm just getting that vibe. Because yeah, you're phasing out different parts of yourself, and there's a lot in your file to go through. So take your time. Definitely don't feel like you're running out of it. You've got all the time in the world that you need for this. And it, as we saw in the Oracle before, like, it is divinely guided. So trust that intuition, you know, have confidence in yourself, and you will continue to move forward on your path. And it's okay if, you know, this person isn't necessarily there all the time. You know, they played their role, and you played your role in their life, and you're moving forward. I'm not saying this person might not also appear in your next kind of cycle of growth in a different way, because you know they're on a growing journey too, but from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like they're there to help you figure some stuff out to get you to the next point. So that is what I'm seeing. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of insight, a little bit of encouragement. You're gonna make it through. You're gonna be all right. And thank you so much for letting me read for you today. I will see you next time. Bye!